What's up, everybody? Ted Forbes. Welcome back to The Art of Photography. I have a little show and tell for you today. I want to share this with you. This is a demo magazine that I put together this last week on Blurb for Contra.st. And if you're new to the show and you don't know what Contra.st is, this is a online magazine that I'm going to be producing alongside the video stuff that I do here. And the idea, this is partnership with Squarespace. They've donated all the resources for building the website. They're sponsor of the show. Super cool guys. And I've had this idea for a while, and I'm excited to kind of be bringing this out finally. And what I want to do is produce a magazine, because I think if we get outside of video a little bit, certain types of formats make more sense, like portfolios or written interviews or things like that. So it'll be kind of fun and a nice creative challenge for me to work with that alongside what we already do here. But anyway, by far, we launched the website, let's see, last week. I've already had over 1,000 subscribers to the email list. Just there's a notify me button, that's all. The biggest question that I've had by far to this point is, will there be a print edition of the magazine? And the answer is a hard maybe. I will be honest, this is something I really would like to do. I think having a nice print version of the work that I put together in here would be very important to do. One of the things that I wanted to research was print on demand, and so that's why I had this made. I did this over at blurb.com. And Blurb do print on demand. If you're not familiar with what that is, it's basically a way of doing printing where you can make books or magazines where you can just order one copy if you want. You don't have to do an entire, very much cost prohibitive print run to do it. So I wanted to see what the quality was like, and if this would be a possibility. I wanted to see what the experience was like on here and what the price point was like. And I have mixed feelings about it, but I think on the whole, I like the quality quite a bit. It passed what I thought it would be. Again, I just experimented with making up, titles and using placeholder text, and I use my own images in here just to put something together to see how, what layout might look like, and just kind of play around with this. I literally threw this together in a day. Blurb is really easy to use. You just basically, if you work in InDesign, you can upload your template and post it and go ahead and order however many copies of the book you want. So you can order a couple hundred if you want, or you can just order one. And so I just did a demo magazine and ordered one. I just kind of wanted to play around and see what it would look like. The print quality on here is, it's still fairly low resolution in a lot of ways. It's obviously not the most expensive printing that you're going to find. And so there's little things like, I know this font wouldn't work definitely at this point size. This is one of the things that working on a retina screen kind of spoils you too, because everything looks so clean and beautiful, and then you realize that you need to see it on the paper it's going to be printed on. And there's a lot that goes into doing a publication like this. One thing I really like about this is I've done books with Blurb before, and if you've done a book and you shoot black and white, you'll know what I'm talking about. The images in here are actually black and white. They're not purplish black and white, which is a problem when you're doing black and white renditions on color printing a lot of times. And some of the books that I've done with Blurb in the past have that purplish effect, and it's really frustrating, I think, and unfortunate. But all in all, I think it looks pretty good. Feels like a real magazine. It works. The issue that I have with it is that we're going to do a print edition of this. I really want it to be nicely done, and I would like it to be just a grade up in printing quality from this. One of the things you have to understand is if you're going to go into doing print in addition to doing an online publication of something, is that the expenses associated with it are much different. You need to have a run of at least 500 before you start getting a price break on it. You want to print it as nice as possible, obviously, on the best paper you can afford. And then there's a price point. What would people pay for this? And that's where it starts to get a little hazy. And this is what was upsetting to me about Blurb. And if you've ordered from them before, you know what I'm talking about. If you go in and just order one copy of something, the price point is already kind of high. And if it's your book or your magazine and you set that price point up a little bit so you have a profit for your business on it, that adds to it. The biggest frustration is when you go to check out, the minimum shipping on this was like $6 to ship this. It's not much at all, right? And so I just feel like print on demand, for the quality that you get, which is, it's okay, it's not outstanding, but it's definitely impressive. It's better than I thought it would be. For the quality that you end up with on this versus the price point that it would be, and especially if you're ordering it from the UK or something like this, I think it would make it a why bother situation. And I don't mean to slam on Blurb. I think Blurb are great for what they do. If you want to do a portfolio book and you need a quick, easy way to get it done, and you just want one copy and you want a hardcover or an image wrap or something like that, they're great. If you want to just make a magazine just to play around with as a demo like this, it's great for that. Where print on demand and a lot of these kind of independent publishing types of companies like Blurb, and there are others. Where they make their money is on the dream. The people who dream of being in independent publishing or being able to do their own book or being able to sell it really easily and not have to handle fulfillment. It just gets too cost prohibitive. And if you go compare this with stuff that you see at the newsstand, and there's some wonderful photography magazines out there, if you compare it to Lenswork or you compare it to Black and White or CA or anything that's out there, it's just not on par, especially at this price point. Anyway, so that's where we are on this. I wanted to share that with you because it is kind of cool. Now, I did do a blog post on here, and I want to update the Blurb, or sorry, I'm going to update Blurb's website. I want to update the Contra.st website. And so come on over, and I'm going to show you how we do that in Squarespace. So come on over and let's have a look. So I've written a blog post about my experience making the Blurb demo magazine, and I want to go ahead and update that and put it on the website, and I need to create a blog to do that. And so we're over on Squarespace right now. I want to show you how this is done. So once you're on the website, in my case, it's Contra.st. I'm going to hit the escape key, and it'll log me in, and I shouldn't have to log in again. Yep, there it is. And now we are in the content management system for Squarespace. So right now what we have here is this is just kind of a one-pager website. In fact, I talked to Eric over at Squarespace this week, and he clarified that these are called cover pages. And one thing I didn't mention in the last episode, if you were watching that, is, and this is kind of cool, so cover pages are not dependent on a template. They work with any of the templates in Squarespace. They're kind of, as he called it, template agnostic, which is really cool because they're available to everyone. They even have their own style sheets associated with them, and you can, if you switch templates, you can kind of keep your cover page the same, which is kind of cool. So they really operate independently. But what I want to do is I want to put a blog functionality into this. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. If you go over to Pages here, and I'm going to click Pages, and basically you have your main navigation, and I have not linked, and it really doesn't matter. Typically I'll work in this not linked section until something's ready to be published, but it doesn't matter. Those are pages that you want linked into the main navigation or not. So I'll just click here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new page. What we want to do is create a blog. Now what this does is it creates an entire blog, not just a new blog post. We're going to put posts into this blog, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do is change the name on this just to blog right now, and that's fine. And then so what we have here is blog, and if I can change my settings on the blog, or what I'm going to do is click on the plus sign here to add a new blog post. So it's really kind of cool because you can keep multiple blogs on a website, and so I kind of like that actually. So I've gone ahead, I've already got this written, it's in text editor here. I'm going to go ahead and cut and paste the title, and let's just paste that in. And then what I'm going to do is grab my content here, and let's copy that, and let's do an unformatted paste, and let's drop that in. Okay, and we're good to go. And you could see that, I mean, you could write your blog post right here in the editor. It's got a little bar here for formatting at the top, which is really nice, so it works just like a word processor or something like that. And what I want to do here is make a couple changes and just make these sections bold, since they're section titles. You know, you can format this however you want. And I want to add this link in here. So I link to this Wired article. So let's select the link text there. And it could just be text. I happen to have the URL. I'm going to copy that, and we will go, let's see, up here. I'm going to click on the little link icon here. And so let's edit the link. And you're going to get a box that pops up, and we'll go ahead and paste the link in there. And yeah, let's open that in a new window. So that's cool. And we're good there. So let's click outside there. You can see the link took. Now, I want to add two images to this, and this is really kind of cool how you do this. When I just hover the mouse over the copy, do you see those little, oh, they look like little, you know, balloons that pop out to the left-hand side there. These are called insertion points, and if I click in here, I can add more content or insert it with the insertion point. So I want one of my images to happen before quality, so let's go ahead and click that. And then you get this little pop-up. Okay, now the core of how Squarespace works is it's built on this concept of what they call blocks, and these are blocks. So when I insert something into a page, a block can be a block of text. It can be Markdown if you know how to code Markdown. It can be a quote. It can be an image. You know, you can scroll through here and see what they are. It can be an audio file. It can be a grid. And this is where Squarespace really gets powerful here. There's all kinds of stuff for restaurants. If you want to do an open table block, you can do that. Bands in Town has a block even on here. Anyway, it's really cool the stuff you can do on here. This is really easy. I just want an image block, so I'm going to say image. And what it's going to do is it's going to say add image. And I want you to see how easy this is. I'm going to pop over to the Finder here, and I have a folder here with two images in it. I want this second image to go first. I'm going to drag and drop this on top of the browser. When I go back over to the browser, you can see that it's uploading. It's going to go ahead and process it. it's done. I can go ahead and add a caption below if I want. I'm not going to do that. We're just going to go ahead and say save. If you scroll down, there are more options that you have. You can do a lightbox, or you click on it and it opens up in a lightbox, or you can do a stretch. Let's go ahead and save that. And let's add our second image. Down here before the conclusion here. Let's do an image here. And same thing. I'm going to go back over to the Finder window, grab the other image, bring it back up here. And what else also is cool about this is at any time, if I want to move these images around, you're not glued to anything, you click and drag the image and I'll show you. So same options on that. Let's just go ahead and save it, no caption. So this is an image block. So now I can grab this and I can move it anywhere. And you can see the layout changes. If I want it to kind of sit over here to the left, I can do that. You got tons of options in here, and it's really, really cool. In fact, why don't I do that? Let's do this. Let's click on there. Let's go edit. And I'm going to go in here and say lightbox on this one image. Let's save that. So now it's a smaller image, so if somebody wants to see it full size, they can click and it'll do that. So we're good to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and say save and publish, and it will get it ready, and we are good to go there. So now what I want to do is get this linked up to the home page. What I want to do here is let's double check the settings under just the whole blog here. And so let's click on that. So here's my page title. The slug for the URL is going to be /blog. That's fine. Let's go ahead and say save. That's cool. You can add thumbnails to these if you want. Everything's good. Let's go back to pages now. And you can see the blog. I'm going to drag up to this main navigation now. There's something that's going to be a little interesting here, because now if I go to the main page here, that is our website, and this is that cover page, there's really not a navigation block on here, so I need to add the blog into the navigation. All I have is a notify me here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to, I believe it is branding and text. No, it's the action, sorry. Go back under action, create buttons, links, etc. I'm going to create a new button here, and we are going to label this. I'm going to label it blog. And you can see it already put it in there. Click to add URL. And I want to go to content, and let's link to the blog. So I'm going to select that. We're all through. So now when I go ahead and say save this, I'm going to go ahead and open a new window, and let's just go to the website proper here. And you can see it's updated. There's blog and notify me. So you can sign up for the email list still, or if I want to click on blog, I can just go in and read the blog. And there it is. That's how easy it is to build things with Squarespace. Also, remember that second image? I'm going to click on that. Lightbox, baby. Check that out. Squarespace is totally cool. I do realize that if you've never used Squarespace before, you do need to spend some time learning the platform a little bit, and I'll put some links in the show notes. If you want to try Squarespace out for yourself, they offer a free trial. No credit card is required. All you have to do is go over to squarespace.com. If you do decide after the free trial that you want to subscribe and go ahead and launch your website, I can save you some money. So use offer code AOP on checkout. That will save you 10% on your order. That is offer code AOP. Stands for Art of Photography. Anyway, guys, that's how it all works. This is an exciting project to be doing. I'm totally into this, and I'm really glad the response has been really positive. So as always, leave a comment, leave me your thoughts. Anybody has any ideas, I want to hear them. And as always, subscribe so you'll be up to date on all the latest and greatest videos. And once again, this has been another episode of The Art of Photography. I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.